Nayak Parivar, which is the foundation of the institution of expert. And of course, I have the privilege of knowing Narendra ji and Usha Prabha ji. And today, of course, I met their bright young son. But actually, I was, Narendra ji, more happy to meet your mother. And I think it's a great thing that she has joined us today in this celebration. I think she deserves a big hand. Clearly, as Principal Bhatt read out, Expert is a center where toppers come and study, and then they do very well. After spending 2 years, they crack good exams in engineering, whether CET, JEE, medical, MBBS, and several other. It's clearly, to my mind, one of the top PUC institutes in Karnataka. And I think the credit not only goes to people on the dais, but it also goes to all of you who are sitting here. So congratulations, Expert. So I was wondering, what would I speak to you on 32nd Expert Day? By the way, Narenji, I love the name Expert. Expert, expertise is a very good brand name. And I don't know if any student here reads Economic Times. Economic Times is the largest business publication in this country, and it's part of our Times group. And in today's Economic Times, Thomas Friedman is a well-known economist and thinker, Pulitzer Prize winning. And today he said in Economic Times that the next decade, from now till 2030, in terms of vocation, in terms of career, he said next decade is the decade of STEM, S-T-E-M. I hope some of you are familiar with what STEM is. Are you familiar with what STEM means? Okay. I'm sure when later you are looking at going to United States, you would be hearing now that United States is tightening the H-1B visa. Now, H-1B visa tightening is applicable for all countries, countries like India, China, etc. But that is not applicable to STEM. STEM basically stands for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Science, technology, engineering, and math. So Thomas Friedman, who wrote the famous book, The World is Flat, is basically saying that the next decade belongs to people who are in the field of STEM, not only in the US, but also worldwide. So I'm glad that a lot of you here in a year or two are going to launch yourself into either an engineering or a medicine degree. And I think that points to a good future over next 1 or 2 decades. So I think that's one good news for you, that you are in the right direction. The second point that I wanted to talk to you about, because all of you are students of science and are going to go into medicine or engineering or technology. My experience, I passed out of my mechanical engineering from NIT Nagpur, Vishweshwaraya, which is now more than a 55 years old college. And when I was studying my engineering and when I was passing out from there, I thought there was one gap in my education. No one told me on my engineering campus that besides IQ, you need EQ to be successful. EQ, as you would all know, stands for emotional quotient. And sometimes students of science, of engineering technology, tend to overemphasize IQ, tend to overemphasize mathematics, saying 2 plus 2 is always 4. But maybe in life sometimes it's less than 4, more than 4. That is the role of emotional quotient or EQ. So that's the second point I want to share with you, that of course you need to focus on your CET and other entrance exams. But please remember, by the time you get into your engineering or MBBS, and then later you pass out and go into the world would have changed much more than 2017. And what looks like is succeeding wherever you see people, whether you see top executives or you see founders of great companies. Obviously, when I see a person like Narendra Nayak ji, I am very clear, of course he is well qualified, of course he has high IQ, but I think if he has built a great institution like Expert, he's built it through a combination of IQ plus EQ. So please don't give less importance to EQ, and therefore I am very happy to hear that yoga and music is part of Expert 2 years, and I think that's a great way of creating a foundation, Narendra ji, for underlining the importance of EQ. The last point that I am going to share with you is, as we get into colleges, because we are all very young, bright young people, and then you're going to go into your graduation and post-graduation. So by the time you finish your degree or post-graduation, you may say, now I am tired of education, I want all books to be shut, or maybe computers to be shut, and I want to get into the practical world. I don't want to study anymore. I have done lots of studying from junior KG onwards. But I think the way the world is changing, and by the time all of you get into the work life, it's clearly learning followed by unlearning, again learning, again unlearning. So what stays you to be successful in life, you will have to do what we call as lifelong learning. And that is now differentiating a top doctor, a top lawyer, a top journalist, a top executive. If someone is saying that he learned 20, 30 years back in a great institute like IIT or IIM, but if he's not learning today, then I think he's really losing. So that's the third suggestion I have for you, that you need to pace yourself out, because your learning is not going to stop when you leave the campuses. So I'm sure that these 3 points would just give you a slightly additional perspective. The first point is that STEM is doing well, so you're on the right path. Point number 2 is, besides IQ, EQ is important. And the third thing is, the whole life is going to be learning. Thank you for inviting me, Nayak family, and I'm so happy to be all of you, and all the best to you. Thank you.